Welcome. Pull up some water. Grab a snack. It's your man in the West. And tonight, we're charting stocks. And doing whatever else we want to do. Which usually involves just yapping about whatever it is that you want to yap about. And I shall play some music. In the meantime, between time. There we go. Much better. Lloyd Jackson was good. I'm doing my best. How about you? Hanging in there. It's been a minute since I seen ya. What's going on in your world? Turn it up. There we go. We're going to Robinhood to chart some stocks, baby. Oh, that's so sweet. What movie you guys watching? And how young is your little one? What's up, Mingles? What up, what up? How you doing? Long time no see. What's going on in your world? Do I know what singer is Melanie Martinez? What up, Lucia? No. But I actually have a friend named Melanie Martinez, which is pretty funny. And she's not a singer as far as I know. Why do you bring her up, Lucia? Is that your favorite singer right now? Ooh. Let's go, Terrorwolf. Let's chart that. Right now I'm charting Terrorwolf. Let's go to the 4 hour for 3 months. That's what she looks like. 3 months ago, I got in right here. Oh, look at that. We still in the plus. We still in the plus. Riding these ups and downs. Riding these ups and downs, baby. Right now I'm up 82% in Terrorwolf. Let's see if we think. What do we think? What's the trend? What's the midterm trend? Let's call it. Midterm trends are like 3 to 6 months. So I'm gonna pop this little line right here. This little trend line from the bottom. Boop. Okay, there's 3 touches. I get 3 touches on the mid range. Sorry, my phone is going off right now. See that? We're gonna call that an uptrend. Let's see if we can make it a channel. Let's see what the top side is doing. What's the trend on the top side? Do we got anything? Do we have anything? I have 1 touch, 2 touch. Do I have a third? Do I have a third? Maybe like right here if I was to say anything. And our third touch is, let's turn this music down just a little bit. Our third touch is actually gonna be a support for this gap right here. It gapped up. See, once it touched that line, all the buyers tried to come in and they made it gap up, push the price up to here, and then of course it gapped back down. Of course it did. But you see how that resistance became a support right here for a hot second before it dropped. These are 4 hour candles, by the way. So we have a nice little up channel right here. We're gonna zoom in a little bit. That's our midterm trend. The midterm trend is actually looking pretty good. As far as the price moving up. So after the 4 hour and 3 months, we're gonna go, let's do 4 hours in the past week. This is what it looks like. This is the past week, every 4 hours in the past week, what it's been doing. It went up, then it went down, then it went up. And right now it's pretty still up. So you would think that the next thing it's going to do is go down. That last candle was a seller's candle. So that's the macro trend for the week, which is like the overall trend. We're going to look at the micro trend by jumping into the 15-minute chart and seeing what we get. I'll show it to you. Let me turn these bright ass lights off. I think they're not helping really. Thank you, Spiritually Savage. Ken was good. High Sense was good. Unseen, I should say. Zoop. Alright, so these are 15-minute candles in the last week. And if you're looking at it the right way, price drop, do, jump, drop, jump, and it's still up. So it's going to continue the trend. You would think it's going to go down. That's just a loose idea. It looks like I don't see any touches. So like as far as the support, there's not like no real support in this past week, as you can see. But there's definitely some solid resistance at a certain point, which is, let's say right here. I'm gonna put a little horizontal ray right here so you see what I'm talking about. Alright, so see this horizontal line right there? That looks like a pretty solid resistance line. Like the price only broke it a little bit right here. Again, this is a 15-minute candle on the week. What do I think is gonna happen next? I'm feeling like that price is gonna go down, Scotty. I think the price is gonna get beamed down, baby. Samantha, oh no. What's good, Samantha? All right, so if I was to give it an imaginary support, it would probably be here. Let's draw another one, just for fun. I'm gonna keep it orange. I want to say this is it. See that bottom support line now? This is just for the week. Today is Tuesday, so looks like the price is staying in that little channel right here that we have, this horizontal thing. And since the price is pretty high to the top of the range, that's another indicator that the price is going to go down for me. And we will see what happens. I don't really place any trades, but if I was going to place a trade, it would be that it's going to drop. And I do options, of course. I don't really do futures yet, so I'm not like in scalping. Options, I feel like if you're going to take options seriously, there's a lot of people who say they make a lot of money doing something called 0 DTE, which is 0 days till expiration. Like they trade options on the day that the contract is supposed to expire. I don't know if that's speaking English to you, but that's just not what I'm doing, is what I'm saying. Yep. I'm gonna bring that down a little bit. Oh, let's delete that. But that's TeraWulf. Let's take a look at their options and see what they're hitting for. The reason why I like to fuck with trading TeraWulf is because their options are decently priced for me. You know? But that's what my night is looking like, man. Yep, TeraWulf is up for the day. We're gonna go here and look at their options chain real quick. If you're interested what an options chain look like, if you haven't seen it before, this is what Robinhood options chain looks like at least. This is an asset called TerraWolf, which is a Bitcoin data mining company, or like a, yeah, I guess you could say a Bitcoin. They're not a mining company. Let's take it from them. Let's go to their word and see what they're talking about. It's always good to refresh your memory on the basics. But I know they do a lot of AI shit now, because if you have a data center, you can dually use it as like a Bitcoin mining type of environment, as well as an AI database. So TerraWolf owns and operates fully integrated, environmentally clean Bitcoin mining facilities in the United States. Bitcoin mining, yeah, I was correct. TerraWolf will generate domestically produced Bitcoin powered by nuclear, hydro, and solar energy. The company was founded by Paul Prager and Nazar Khan on February 8th, 2021, and is headquartered in Eastern Maryland. The listed name for Wolf is TerraWolf Inc. Common Stock. Yep. And I have 2 shares in this company. It's not a lot, but it's a start. You gotta be in it. So it looks like their earliest options are expiring in 3 days, February 13th. Popular tonight. So I don't know if you guys are interested in me breaking down what's going on here on this options chain. It would really help if I had this on the screen. I gotta figure that out, how to like show my screen while I go live. That would be cool. So I can explain all this shit in real time. But they have some decently priced options. It looks like, and the reason why I say decently priced, because if you click into the option, oh yeah, the volatility is actually pretty high. Whenever volatility is high, there's usually a lot of premium on the option. So that means like it's just more expensive than it usually would be. But volatility is also a good thing, because that means the price can swing violently. Yeah. But this spread is crazy. That's something I won't do. Like if the spread is too much, and what I mean by spread is like the people who are trying to buy the option, what they are willing to pay for the option, opposed to what people are willing to sell the option for. If that spread is more than 5 cents, I don't deal with it. Things that are close to the money aren't bad as far as spreads. There's 4-cent spreads. Take that. There's good open interest. There's good volume. The delta on this one is 45, which is really good. The theta is pretty high though. So that's a call option. Let's look at the puts. What are the puts? Calls are like when if you predict that the price of the asset is going to increase, then you would buy a call and you would make money. If you thought the price of the asset was going to decrease, you would buy a put and then you would make money. Yep. See, your boy be knowing. You guys got to get up on these stocks, man. Make some of this bread. So how does it work? You go on a site, pick the company you want to invest in. Yeah, so essentially, that you could go about it that way. A good way I like to think about it when I first got started was I would start taking notice of everything that I use. Like number one, my cell phone company, T-Mobile. I've been with T-Mobile since Sprint went out of business, and I was with Sprint for like a decade before that. So in my mind, I'm like, hopefully T-Mobile offers a good service, which so far they have, and people are like me, they're loyal, so they stay. In which case, T-Mobile should be around for a long time. I'm gonna go ahead and buy stock in it, so that way I kind of, even though I'm paying T-Mobile for my cell phone bill every month, I'm also investing in the company that I own stock in. You know what I mean? So it kind of gives me some power, and that way, if you shop at Whole Foods a lot, like invest in Whole Foods. If you use Amazon, invest in Amazon. If you have a MacBook, invest in Apple. You know what I mean? Think of it like that. And then that's just on the investment side. I like to trade because you can make exponentially more money trading than just investing. And my method of trading at the moment is options. Options are not as risky as some other methods of trading, such as like futures. But the more risky it is, the more money you stand to make or lose. So yeah. Um, Another thing to keep in mind, in addition to just overall companies that you like, or like what industries do you think are going to do good now and in the future? So you have like semiconductors. Computers are only getting better at doing what they do, and all computers need semiconductors. So semiconductors are like the real estate of computers. So invest in semiconductors. Invest in gold, silver, and copper because every semiconductor needs gold, silver, and copper. And you know what I mean? Think of it like that. Um, Other shit like lithium, um, anything that is involved heavily into tech is a good bet right now because technology is the future. Um, then there's things like ETFs, which are like a smart rich guy got together with his smart rich women guy friends, and they bought like a basket of fucking stocks that have to do with a certain sector or a multiple arrangement of sectors. And you look at the ETF, if you like their basket, you invest in it. You can, a lot of ETFs also let you do options and or yeah, well, just options. I don't know. I think futures is just currency, if I'm not mistaken. So that's how I would look at it, unseen, for real, for real. And there's so many different things about it that you would want to know before you get involved in it. Like there's YouTube University, of course. I have a playlist on my channel called Stonks, Stonks. It's all like videos, 15 minutes or under, explaining how to trade or like the strategy behind trading, charting, and all of that good shit. And people use it as a good source of income. It's a way to kind of beat the 9 to 5 trap. I will say that. How does it work? You know your money is going up, or if you lost it. Well, once you invest it in your brokerage, you keep an eye on, like, if you go to my homepage. I started on Robinhood. I started out with 250, and I turned that 250 into $468 since September. And I also invest in crypto, but I keep my crypto on another exchange. So yeah. And like yeah, so you can see like this graph right here. This is just my individual account, so you can see like, what is this, the day? This is what it's done for the day. Like this is what my money did for the day. I know it's terrible. You can't even see it. There it goes. This is what my money did today. It started out here. It took a dip. It jumped up. Then it took another dip. And it's just it's a little bit more fun than just working 9 to 5. And you know what I mean? You work the days that you work, you get the money that you get, and that's all that happens. But if you invest, at least you have more of a probability or potential of your money moving for you while you're not doing anything. And if you make good investments, which is the goal of everybody who gets involved in this shit, your money will only do this. Like it'll do this, but mostly year after year, month after month, it'll do that. And like there's a strategy too, like that you would want to follow. Like once you invest, let's say you make $100 investment somewhere, and then once your $100 turns into $125, you take out five, and then you wait for it to drop. And after it drops about another 25 cents, you put it $25, whatever, you put in more money, and then you just rock. It's called buying the dips or dollar cost averaging. You just buy the dips essentially. You ride the ways up, and when it goes up, you take a little bit of money. You take a little fraction of your money out, just so you know what I mean. You can get used to doing it. But yeah, but that's it. Unseen. That's most of it. How do you weed out good companies to invest in versus not? It's really just all your belief in your investigation. You want to do diligence on your companies. Like there's certain companies that's really not gonna go nowhere. Um, like Apple, Walmart, Coca-Cola, shit like that. Like it's not going nowhere. There we go. That's the last time I shot it. I liked your gangster lifestyle. Smart Savvy was good. Yeah, just jump in. And that's the way you learn the ropes, just by doing it. You know what I mean? And you don't gotta go too crazy. My ideology behind investing has always been I'm gonna do this with the senses like if I lost it all, I wouldn't care. Like I just basically drop. You know, like how many times in your life have you dropped $10 accidentally or $20 accidentally, maybe even more? It shouldn't be like that when you invest because you have leverage. You get to learn about the shit that you're going to invest in. So after you do your diligence, you have more confidence and conviction on what you have and what you want your money to do. And then also it's dope enough that if it doesn't do what you want it to do, you can just take your money back out. It might take a couple of days depending on which brokerage you have. But not in retrospect, and as a as a polarity to that, there we go. As a polarity to that, once the stock goes up and you've turned some money into some more money, you take a little bit of money out, and you do it back and forth. But investing is for long term strategies, I guess. Even though some people make really good investments, like and then shit in a week or two, they've increased whatever they invested by 25%. That's a lot. No bank is gonna do that for you. You know what I mean? So investment is less risky in comparison to trading. And trading, you can make a lot of money on a daily basis. And that's why I do it. And you don't even need a lot to start with. Like I showed you, I started with 250, and I almost doubled it. And what is it? September. We're in February now. 3 months, in 5 months, I almost doubled it. So, and I didn't know. I knew absolutely nothing before I started. Like I knew the general idea, but I didn't really know how to chart. I didn't really know the difference between support and resistance. I didn't know how to read the options chain. I didn't know what delta, gamma, theta, rho, and tho, whatever all of that shit is. I didn't know what volatility was. I didn't know what a fucking an iron condor was. Like, there's so much shit to learn, and there's only one way to learn it. You already know. It's just getting into it. So if the graph flatline, your money is gone. Yeah, pretty much. But that don't happen. Like, not it's like if you put money into one single thing, and then for whatever reason, that single like that bank goes that company that you invested in or asset class that you invested in goes bankrupt, which doesn't happen. But if it does, then it does, and yeah, you probably lost your money. But you don't want to go into it thinking that that's even possible. Like, not I've never invested in a company that went bankrupt personally. Like, I've invested in companies or assets that have decreased 20, 30% in value right now. Like, even Bitcoin. I'm always pretty much going to be up in Bitcoin just because I got in early. I was an early adopter. But relative to Bitcoin's highest price, which was like 126,000, I want to say, give or take. Right now it's like 69,000. And it was at its highest in October. In October, fam. So that was 4 months ago. And it's down like almost half from its highs. So let's say if you bought Bitcoin when it was 125,000 and you put $100 in, right now you probably looking at $44, $45 or some shit like that. You know? So it's just shit that you gotta be mindful of. And again, it's beautiful because you get to look at the chart and make good decisions about when to actually buy. Like, if the shit is at its all-time high, you never buy when it's at its all-time high. You always want to buy when it's like 20% or below its all-time high. Or if you just want to get in, I look at the weekly chart. If my decision is like I'm getting in this week, I don't give a fuck what happens. I'm giving in this week. I look at the weekly chart, make it like what was it for the past 7 days, and I get in at its lowest point that it was for the past 7 days. Now, a lot of times, most of the time, it doesn't drop that low. Sometimes it does, and then it goes lower, you know? But if you buy at the lows, it's the smartest thing you could do because buying at the low means that there's people who bought it above the below and they never wanted to go lower than where they bought it, if that makes sense. Well, I mean, I'm not trying to sell it trading. I just, you know what I mean? You might be better off than me. So you might not need to be looking at your bread like, "Oh, I need this money to be a lot more sooner than later." Me personally, I look at my bread like as a whole and I'm like, I have more than this. This can't be right. I have way more than this. And I'm choosing those words with intention, as in saying, like, I have more instead of I need more. If a company changes their names, does that affect the investor? Yeah, it affects the investments and investors, but not in that type of way. It just means that, like, all right, people are looking at it differently now. They might like the name and sell off their fucking investments, or they may love the name and a lot of buyers come in. So that's how it'll affect you, but it won't like just make the money disappear. You know? Yola was good. Am I buying crypto? Yeah, I'm definitely buying right now. It's on sale. I just don't have anything to buy with. Right now, I got a lot of shit going on. You already know how it is. You already know. Assuming you from that life. Maybe you're from the from one of the 300 the families of 300. Maybe you have servants and shit in your life. I, however, don't. I am both the servant and the master. But yeah, that's I was charting wolf. Um, let's chart some silver because silver. I'm very proud of my silver investment. I got in at a. Let's go back 3 months. Um, I got in silver Wait, my average cost is $10.42, but I think the first buy I ever made was $8 and it's like seven, and it's still going crazy. Yeah, $8.11 on January 1st. Okay, go back. Okay, 3 months. January. Damn, I should have got in November. I fucked that. But it's all good. I just knew I had to get in. So I got in. I got in silver right there on that line. Oh shit! Can you see it? That's where I got into silver right here. Doop. And that shit says zoop. So I'm very proud of that investment. It dropped a little bit after that, but I sold pretty much right at the top. I sold a little bit at the top just to take some profit. And that's powerful shit for me. The only stock that I've ever 100% basically doubled my money was in gold. And I bought gold a long time ago, so that's why I was able to do that. But that's the name of the game, baby. And tomorrow I'm gonna be trading. So that's why I'm charting right now. So when I'm looking at the stock tomorrow, I can feel good about what it is that I choose to do. Because it's also like a mind fuck. It will expose your insecurity, especially if you have any insecurity around finances. It will expose it to you, like in your face. Um, there we go. I'm down with XRP, just hanging on, trying not to panic. That's what's up though. Yola XRP, I feel like is in a good place right now because what a lot of people don't know is when stable coins are implemented, Ripple is first in line as far as like when what what system the government chooses to use is probably going to be the Ripple infrastructure. And Ripple's pretty deep in bed with like the government right now, I want to say. And it looks like the whole entire world was against central banking, um what's it called, CBDCs. Well, centralized currency. The whole reason behind Bitcoin is to decentralize the monetary system because we feel like with fractional reserve lending and the banking system the way it is now, like with crazy fucking inflation and all of that shit, is just there has to be a better way and introduce cryptocurrency that's decentralized. It's an open ledger that anybody can look at. But over time, after they vilified it, when I say they, I mean the government and like industry heads, financial industry people, after they vilified it and said everybody who invested in it was crazy, now they're adopting it and trying to make their own through something called a central bank currency. What's it called? CBDC. Yes, a CBDC is a central bank digital currency. It's a digital version of the country's official currency issued by its central bank. So instead of having like US dollars, there's going to be a USD stablecoin. They're basically securitizing digital currency just to rival Bitcoin. And to bring all of that to a point is Ripple seems like that's going to be the system that they use. It's not going to be the Bitcoin blockchain. But I feel like me personally, anything besides CBDCs in the crypto space, as long as it's decentralized, I'm okay with it because it's bringing money into the infrastructure. You know, maybe Bitcoin won't be as valuable as we all thought it would be, like $200 million a coin or $100 million a coin. But yeah, I think it's definitely gonna pop up past where it's already at for sure. Who's to say? Don't take my advice as financial advice, as they always say. Everybody on fucking YouTube is always quick to tell you, don't take my financial. I'm not a financial advisor. Blah blah blah. Like, duh. I don't understand why people need to make that caveat. Autumn was good. Long time. I see you be catching the replays, but you caught me on live tonight. What up? What up? How you been? The servant and the master is an interesting something. Yeah. What's the saying? I always get that. I love that saying. An educated mind is a beautiful servant, but a horrible master, or some shit like that. I forget what the saying is. Let's Google it. Oh, it's an Osho saying. Oh, I guess that's it. The mind, a beautiful servant, a dangerous master. It's a book by Osho. But as simple as it is, there's a lot of truth in it. I hope Osho wasn't in the Epstein files. Let's Google it. Like, every time I mention somebody who I look up to as a philosopher, I'm like, did they fuck around with Epstein or what? Yes, Osho is mentioned in the Epstein files. Oh my fucking god. But that doesn't, you know what I mean? Then you have to go like looking deeper. Okay, like how was this nigga fucking with Epstein? Because Epstein thought himself of a the fuck is the word, philosopher himself. So I could imagine he used his money and his, what's the word? He used his money and his, come on, brain, give me the fucking word. His influence. There we go. He used his influence, his money to get around pretty much whoever he wanted. So, therefore, if you go Google, was this person ever around Epstein? If they were somebody to be around, then probably Epstein was around them. But like, then you gotta go. However, there is no indication of any wrongdoing associated with Osho in the context of the Epstein case. But they say the same thing about Trump too, so you can't trust none of that shit. Cause I read in the Epstein files myself when I my little fucking hour of diving into that shit before I felt like I was gonna throw up. This nigga Trump told a 12-year-old girl to that she better not say anything. Basically, she better keep her mouth shut because he told her, you know how easy it is for me to kill you and your family, like I killed this other girl in her family. That's what Shorty testified to the FBI. How is this nigga not in jail right now? I mean, you know, I can't even say that. I don't know how he's not in jail. I know why he's not in jail, but it blows my mind. Golden Lotus was good. You so tired of hearing the E person's name? Yeah, me too, man. But in a way, I don't want it to go away. It should never fucking go away. It should get worse every fucking day until every fucking name, every politician, every industry head, anybody who's an adult who did something wrong, their names should be named. And until that day, we need to hear about this shit every day. People, and I mean, like, they water it down so much. They use it as a distraction so much. Because there's much more shit going in the world. Believe me, they wouldn't have gave it to us if there wasn't some other worse shit to distract us from. But in this point, there's nothing worse than what's alluded to in these files. Child abuse is the worst thing on the planet. Pedophilia is the worst thing on the planet. It don't get no worse than that. Fucking cannibalism, fam. Eating, you know what I'm saying? Eating other human beings. It doesn't get worse than that. Blood sacrifices and shit. Like, what type of shit these people really be on? This crazy horror movie shit that you think you only gonna see in Hollywood. They really be on that type of time. Talking about it makes them live longer, or it keeps their fucking under eye bags off their face. The fuck. Trying to stay sane out there. I hear that. How's you and the hubby? No shade at all. I know that the laugh kind of made it condescending, but not at all. Like, I was laughing because I know. You know what I mean? I felt like I am a close friend because I know that you have, I know what's going on. So just wanted to ask how that was going. How's Shay Shay? Facts. I hear you, Smart Savvy. Let's let another moderator handle that. I didn't appoint nobody as a moderator. Oh, man. YouTube. But yeah, man. It's a crazy, crazy time to be alive. We all knew, since the Captain Planet days that shit was going to have to change and shit was going to come to a head. And apparently it's finally here. Let's just pray for the best. Manifest the best. Man, life is so wild out here. Oh, this was SVM that I was charting the whole time? I thought that was Wolf that I was charting. That was Silver. Yeah, Wolf is up, boy. A double gap up. What was the bottom? 1174. Woo! Let's get this money. Facts. I know you stay on that beach. It was always a wild time to be alive. Yeah, man. When has it not been a wild time to be alive? Especially if you was born when I was born in '85. I saw things go so crazy, yo. Like the invention of the cordless phone was an amazing thing to watch the phone come up off the wall. Like, remember when the phone had the fucking long ass spiral wire and shit? That shit would fucking go in and out of rooms and around chairs and tables and shit. And the phone came off the wall and we was walking around with it with no cord. The voicemail machine, when you had the actual tape on the voicemail, or you had the digital shit. You would fucking make your voicemail have some music in the background or whatever. to the beepers, to the two-way pagers, Sidekick, BlackBerry era, fucking AOL dial-up era, MySpace era, social media, Instagram, Facebook, all of that shit, Tumblr. Remember when nobody knew about Tumblr, but when Tumblr was like really, what's it called? Not safe for work. Oh man. I used to work fucking like 16-hour days, come home, log into Tumblr and Instagram at the same time, and just take shit off of Tumblr and put it on Instagram, and I blew my Instagram up with that shit. Just the images, like just bringing the aesthetic, the vibe over to Instagram. And then I started talking about like 9/11 shit, central banks, family to 300, Illuminati shit, sovereignty shit. And yeah, man, life got crazy on the gram, and then they took the chronological gram away from us. What a tragedy! I still mourn that day when they took the chronological shit away and replaced it with whatever the fuck it is now, an algorithm. Oh my god! Now look at us, idiocracy. Yeah, caller ID was mind blowing. Cause before caller ID, you really had no idea who was coming up on the jack. You would just pick it up and you would just be like, "Hello," and hope that it was somebody you wanted to talk to. Oh man, take a message. Remember, you had to call Shorty's house and basically like talk. You had to risk talking to her pops, her moms, her sister, whoever. Hi, can I speak to Melanie, please? Ah man, you had to call before a certain time. You know what I mean? You couldn't call nobody's house after 9 o'clock. You couldn't call before 10 a.m. neither. Don't you call before 10 a.m. unless it's important. That's when we was all still outside, riding our mountain bikes around, hitting the back brake really hard and sliding out on some gravel. Did that shit for like 2 hours straight. You would hit the little piece of wood on like a brick or a log or some shit and make the ramp and just ride over the ramp back and forth for like a couple hours. You'll bring out the rollerblades. Remember the rollerblades? Niggas didn't have rollerblades like that. I remember when I first got my rollerblades and I learned how to rollerblade backwards. I was untouchable, boy. Untouchable. Yeah. I wonder what these kids are gonna, you know what I mean? It's gonna be so different. It's so different. These kids can't come outside and like get right to it. They gotta, if they do, they gotta make sure their phone is secure somewhere so they don't break their phone. But so be it though, you know? Things are supposed to change like that. Things are supposed to get more advanced. It has its ebbs and its flows, its plus and its minuses. Yo, everybody had the voicemail in their back and they, oh man. And you had to hit the perfect part of the song too. We used to sub other people with the music that we was playing. Burning CDs. Remember burning CDs when we had LimeWire and shit like that? We used to fucking download mad music off the internet, pirate that shit, then burn your favorite person a CD that you needed them to have, because the music said everything that you wanted them to know that you really said, like you wrote them songs. Yup, yup. Remember the binders and shit people used to keep in their car with mad CDs, like 100 CD books. Everybody had the 10-inch subwoofer in the back, the 12-inch subwoofer with the amps. Remember, you had to get the fucking amps right. Shout out to my best friend Mary. My best friend Mary, she the only person I know. She would take like you know how you get the pictures from the disposable cameras. She would get the pictures developed and she would put them on the roof of her car, like on the insides, like when you came in her car and you looked up at the ceiling, it would be like a whole bunch of good ass times and shit. That was always dope. Mad good times back in the day when we just knew everything was gonna be okay. It was like, yo, technology, flying cars, like cell phones, everything's gonna be dope in the future. And then fucking 9/11 happened. You remember when fucking in 1999 everybody thought what was gonna happen in the year 2000? I forget. They had a name for that shit. Y2K? Yeah, it was Y2K. And ain't shit happened. That's when we was like, oh, we got this. We just got through that Y2K shit. Ain't nothing fucking happened. Fuck that. Al Gore told everybody the world was gonna be under fucking water because the icebergs was melting and shit. That shit ain't happen. He was like, oh, we skated through that. Oh, this shit gonna happen. Then 9/11 happened. Everybody, that's it. It was all, just that fast. Just that fast. 9/11, Patriot Act, forget about it. Forget about it. Shit ain't never been worse. It wasn't even this bad in the Great Depression. We got more medicine. We got better hospitals, better technology, worse death rates. What has been getting better though, quiet is kept, is like people don't commit crime like they used to. Not for nothing. That's why these prisons is suing the fucking states now, because the states ain't locking up enough people. There's not enough criminals to get put in jail because people just like, yo, I'd rather just smoke weed and chill on my phone. I ain't robbing no fucking bank, you crazy? I'll get government assistance or some shit. Go on welfare, whatever. So yeah, crime is down, man. The world is, it should, in some ways it is a lot better. Like there's more millionaires being created every year than ever before, but also the dollar is worth less than it's ever been. So what is really $1 million if $1 million now is just 100,000 in 1972, some shit like that? Like, you know what I mean? Shit is funny out here, B. We all fucking living our lives on the internet, and like what gives our lives validity is fucking likes and comments and shares and shit. So like we all feel like we need to figure out how to perform our online personas or whatever the fuck. Life. The car, sun visor, CD holders, facts. Bikes and double dutch. Yeah. Thanks for that Sunday, Golden Lotus. Yeah, I wish we gotta do Zooms, man. Like, how do we do that? How do I do that shit? I see so many people doing so much crazy, because now actually, I don't know why it never occurred to me before, but I need to watch other lives to see what's even possible doing this shit. And people do all types of fun shit. Like a lot of people just play games. Like it's a big gaming thing to go live. But other people do like the news. I seen one dude on here. He was on a treadmill and he was playing like some game where like you have to keep saying like random words in a certain rhythm, and every time he fucked up the rhythm, the treadmill would go faster. He had a whole mic set up and all of that. His bed wasn't even made up, and he had like 3,000 people in his chat. I was like, damn. say all that to say, if you all want to go live with me, I only know how to do it one person at a time. The invitation is out there. Any one of you, like you already know. I tried to do it with I forget what her name was, but she used to be on here all the time, and she said she was gonna do it, but then when it came time to it, she didn't really want to do it. She said she got a mask and all of that. I forget what her name was, but she used to email me and everything about like good topics. Sometimes she be popping in here. Sometimes. You think of Idiocracy, I think of Ready Player One. Yo, I only saw Ready Player One once, so I don't remember exactly what it was about, but I remember being very entertained at that movie and telling myself I needed to watch it again. So I might do that one of these days. I'm gonna smudge us up and then we gonna get up out of here. Oh, I don't even have a fucking lighter. Wait. All right. I cannot find a lighter, so I won't be able to smudge us up before we go tonight. But we've been on here for an hour. We can start closing it up. If anybody has anything pertinent to say that they always wanted to say and just never had the courage to say it before, the floor is yours. Oh yeah, that episode of Black Mirror where they made money on the exercise bikes. Black Mirror is it's entertaining but also very spooky because it's none of their ideas are far-fetched. Like you would think that they're far-fetched, but they're not. Like if not, they're already happening in some type of a way. But yeah, man. Gotta love that entertainment for just kind of nudging us to look in the mirror at ourselves in an artistic, entertaining way, but at the same time, a horrifying way. But thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for the thumbs up. If you've subscribed or hit the like button and shit, appreciate that. Katarina, where you been at? What's up with you? How you doing? J. Cole did drop the new album. I haven't listened to it yet. I've only listened to maybe like 2 or 3 songs. I've definitely liked everything that I heard, but I'm looking forward to reading, listening to the rest of it. Um, that boy's pen game is top tier, and I'm excited for that. What did you think of the album, Katarina? High sense. What does buff one mean? Does that mean like light it off the stove or something? What did you think of what you heard so far? Is he the GOAT? Yeah, he is pretty dope. Yeah, man. I just know that I gotta record my own fucking music. I'm so inspired. I write every day. I just rap to myself. Like it's just for me, myself, and I. But I do want to share that shit with the world, man. Who knows what it could lead to, you know? High sense, what you mean, both of them, love? You listen to both the CDs? Oh, okay. I think I was talking about smudging, and I said I couldn't find the lighter. That's the last thing I remember saying. Oh, you hit the like. Appreciate it. If that's what you're talking about, and I already know that you're subbed. You're a real one. It's been you and Smart Savvy. Olu came through last time. Katarina, she's here tonight. But I haven't seen a lot of the regulars lately. I haven't seen Happy Feet in a minute. Miss Cobra came through last week at some point. It's all gravy though. I know everybody's got their things, and I'm not the most entertaining. Like I'm not Bad Bunny. Speaking of that, Did y'all watch it? I didn't see it. I'll just see what everybody was talking about. Oh yeah, Ken was here too. Shout out to Ken. That's a fact. Um, I've heard a lot of positive things about Bad Bunny's performance, and I've also heard things that I was like, wow, I never knew that about him. But I've heard some points, some valid points that are made in critique to his halftime performance. As far as like him performing at all, I guess you would say, it's kind of just an icky thing, considering the state of the world. Robbie, you be here. Robbie do be in here. Thank you, Robbie, for coming through. Appreciate it. Even if you just say hi, you know what I mean? Appreciate that shit. So I know you in here. But yeah, man, I know. A lot of things are seasonal, and just because people don't show up, don't mean that they not rooting for you. You know, they just got their things that they gotta do. Happy Feet especially. I know she was like working 2 jobs the last time I talked to her. She was damn near working 16, 17 hours a day. So for her to pop into my little lives every now and then, that was always dope. But yeah, man, we gonna figure it out. I want to get like a mixing soundboard. I want to get like a mic setup. A lot of shit is coming when I get my own space. Right now, I just gotta deal. I gotta do what I have. Do my best with what I have, as the saying goes. You know. But I like to just chill, and it would be dope if y'all would go. I think we would have the illest conversations 1-on-1 because I'm a great listener, and I like to ask people exploratory questions to see where their mind goes. And I think that dynamic is good in general for lives. In the same sense that like Joe Rogan, like you just if you have people with half a brain talking about something that you're interested in, it's very easy to listen to. Because people have different points of views. So I would love to go live with you guys if you ever want to. If not, I'll keep holding it down dolo the best way that I can. But until the next time, my loves, I'm gonna catch up with y'all. To the one of us who is many, we come to you in total awareness. Grant my friends peace, progress, prosperity, pleasure, patience, persuasion, panacea, and this eternal present. Ashe Aho Amen and Laek Alaken. Alright, y'all. Hold it down, stay hydrated, stay nourished. Till the next time. Who knows when it'll be, but it won't be later. It'll be sooner, you heard? Peace.